Okay, now I want to get back to a couple of things that you said on the blog, Craze.
Yeah.
A lot of people are still trying to figure out what was the point of emphasizing rolling 70s. It's 6'5" and 6'7", Menlo neighborhood. We're obviously on 70th right now. This is the park. But where did that whole thing come about, where you were pushing this thing that most people were unaware of?
But that was before
before we were even born. They was
before they was even, and a lot of people don't know. And it's another thing I kind of heard something, but let me just say this: before they was even pushing that like this, if we had little homies that used to live right there on Vermont and 70th, right there, and they was pushing 70s. You understand? It just didn't get big, or nobody really knew about that, because Menlo 6'5" just overshadowed everything.
exactly, and that everybody is so like pressed about it. You know,
Yeah,
the Hoovers get mad because like, hold on, we hold down the 70s. How y'all in the 70s? Who y'all think y'all is? And I get it, I understand it. If the tables was turned around, I'd probably be on their same trip.
Yeah.
But you know, all these little dudes that was just up here, they all got put on 70th. You know, the 5 is the 5. That's where we from. But they from 70th. And you know, that's just what it is.
And
People think it's a new gang. It's not a new gang. It's just a street that they representing. They never heard of it. That's it.
And I want to say this, you know, and from 6'5", they want to be identified, you know, because like I say,
They want their own identity.
They want their own identity. You know what I mean? They being overshadowed. When you say 6'5", you might think of me or some of those Sane or somebody, you know, like that, you know that's, you know, been around. So they was looking for their own identity to, you know, to say this is who they are.
Now this park, back in, let's say, late 70s, 78, 79, this was a Hoover park, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you think that the Hoovers have a little bit of resentment that they lost this section?
But it ain't.
Should I mean I would like, but you know.
I mean that you know we family, and I ain't gonna say that. I mean, you know, it ended up being what it was. You understand? I mean, you know, we stayed fighting over here. You know what I mean? And it wasn't gonna be nobody's part. I mean, it just at a point it just wasn't gonna be nobody's part. It was kids. We was kids that didn't even think we was gonna live to be 20 years old. You understand? So when you got people that's thinking like that, I mean, you got everybody looking to hurt you. The Hoovers was the biggest people. I would not lie to you. It was, and I ain't gonna lie, it was a really scary thing. I mean, you got these bastards, and they was coming, and they really was the ones.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna sit here and lie or say they was. No, they was really the ones.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But you know, when Menlo was pushed to the point where we didn't think we was gonna live, so we just went all out. You understand? We wasn't kids that think we was gonna live to 25, 30 years old, had these big old families and stuff like that. No. That was not in the plan. That was not even in my life plan.
That's why I say, man, we out of all of this stuff these dudes done did, man, these dudes done spent 20, 30 years in the neighborhood, in the prison for the hood, and they done been there. We've been standing tall. These guys been tough. And that shit kind of like, we inherited that toughness that they got, but we never really got our, you know what I'm saying, our flowers. You know what I'm saying? We a little gang, but it's a couple hundred Menlos. We a little gang, but you know what I'm saying, we compare to big things because we beef with big people like the A-Tray Gangsters. We beef with the Brims, and we beef with the Hoovers. So it's a weird space that we in. We like, damn, they not big, and they just kind of like, you know, but.
And then I wouldn't even say that. You know, I would say Menlo is just as big as any squad. See, because everybody's working on multiple squads. Not big as 7-4. I mean, 7-4, they had hundreds, probably about 500 in one gang. But I'm talking about any one of those other squads that was connected, you understand? And then I heard that we went up under the neighborhood. No, the neighborhoods came to find us. And I'm here to say it, and everybody know they came to find us. You know, we was over here fighting our own battles, and that friendship with them just became so natural. You understand?
Organic.
I mean, yeah, it just, you know, I mean, the Hoovers had us. We would have been Hoover Crips if they were smart enough to keep us. We used to hang with them. We used to fight with them and everything. But then they want to take something from us, and it just ended up being a battle.
Yeah. Now let's talk about the name changes over the years, from Menlo Boys to Menlo Crip to Menlo Gangster Crip, back to Menlo Crip. Now the neighborhood is attached to Menlo Crip in more recent years. Let's start from the Menlo Boy. We already talked Menlo Boy to Menlo Crip. Yeah. We didn't talk about Menlo Crip to Menlo Gangster Crip.
Okay, yeah, now.
So name the year that we stayed from Menlo Crip, and then when we went to Menlo Gangster.
So like in '78 when we decided to be Crips. You know what I mean? You know, I mean, naturally we ain't no gangsters. We was Menlo's, and then we just put the Crip on it. So we was Menlo Crips then. So years later, like when it started getting popular, I'll say it wasn't in '81, cause I'll say '82, cause when I was in I graduated in '81. We was not Menlo Gangsters. It was when I got out of school. It could have happened in the summer of '81 or something like that. But when I was in school, we was not Menlo Gangsters.
So either the end of '81 or the beginning of '82.
Yes, that's when the Menlo Gangster came, and then the gangster came from one of our homies, Lorenzo, and he had a cousin from 8 Trey. There go our family ties again, right? His cousin from 8 Trey, and I can't remember his name, but he's one of the big guys from over there in 8 Trey. So I guess he went over there with his cousin. After he came back from with his cousin, I remember this just like it was yesterday. He came back from his cousin, and he said, "Hey man, let's be Menlo Gangster Crips." Hey, you know, it sounded better than just Menlo Crips. It had a ring to it.
It sounded good.
Now, was Lorenzo from a younger generation under you?
Yeah, Evil. He's from my generation.
Okay. What kind of process do you have to go through to add for Lorenzo to add the gangster? How easy was that for him to do, or how difficult? Like, what was the process?
Just write it on the wall.
And that too, but he just come and you know, at the time we all together. So
really looking for a stronger identity.
And that's it.
So all you guys were in your late teens at this point, right? What, 18, 19? Right out of high school?
Yeah, right out of high school. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then now it's officially Menlo Gangster Crip, and that stays that way all the way to the early 90s, huh?
Yeah.
So about 94,
95,
95,
like
but everybody was just assuming we were Gangster Crips. You got in jail from the hood that went down as Menlo Gangster Crip that caught a case maybe 86, 87. We're still gangsters at the time. So they're in jail banging Gangster Crips, and in 94, we like, man, nah, we not feeling that. We beefing with the 8 Trays already. We beefing with different gangsters, so it's just, we didn't give a press conference and say, hey, look, everybody, LA, we not no Gangster Crips no more, so stop calling us that.
Okay, so you said you beefing with the 8 Trays. When Lorenzo came, obviously the 8 Trays and the Menlos were cool in 82, right?
They family.
It was like family.
We don't know nothing about none of this. Yeah, but yeah, we still cool. Yeah, we were still we still cool.
There wasn't no beef in 82 with the 8 Trays, was it?
No.
I mean, the 8 Trays, it never been an all-out war with the 8 Trays from these dudes over here. It's just been knick-knacking.
We started fucking with the 60s, and then that's kind of where okay, y'all gonna inherit this. You fucking with them, you know what I'm saying? But we ain't never on no get-along gang type shit, okay? If you want to call it choosing sides or call it sympathizers, so be it. But we ain't never fell up under no, you know what I'm saying? No. We always had our own push. We always been aggressive and strong and fought our own battles. We didn't, you know what I'm saying?
So let's just make this clear. Even though you guys was Menlo Gangster Crips for many, many years, you was never under the gangster car.
Not
now,
one day.
Now, let me ask you this. Someone who went to prison, as you said, let's say in 86, 87, 88, 89,
he was
Menlo
messing with the neighborhoods.
What car would they hang out with?
With the neighborhood.
With the neighborhoods.
Okay. Because even though we was Gangster Crips, we always still was with the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Even in prison?
Yes.
In prison, on the streets, we was, I mean, the 6-0s and the 40s and all, they didn't have nothing against our name. We was who we were. We were the people. You understand? So them, you know.
Gangster Crip changed when Moving came out. That's what really separated. Like, oh, them gangster moving. We not on that. We ain't never been friends. Or that it's some close family relationships, but that's where that ends at. We ain't never kicked it, no barbecues, attended no hood days, or none of that.
Now you're saying this around 94, 95, the Gangster Crip for Menlo stopped.
Yeah.
Now,
Stop.
I have to double check this. I think I got some photos that are more recent where it was still MGC on the wall.
Okay,
Older
look,
gentlemen
look,
probably.
Look, and that's the thing. Over here you had some people that don't want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is what I got put on, so this is how this is what I'm gonna keep on. So you know, we ain't fighting with them, but we just tell them it's not cool because for the simple fact that became a car.
Yeah.
You know, in the years we didn't know nothing about it. Like we say, we wasn't gangbangers, so everything that we first did, we didn't know. We wasn't part of politics. But now, as years go on and the politics come, and then that's a car. Well, you know, we're not in that car, and guys shouldn't even pretend they're in that car. And you know, I mean, well, nobody around pretend they're in that car because the world knows that Menlo's is not no gangster car.